Hey there, gang. This is White Panther coming to you from Tucson, Arizona with episode 12. 1, 2, a dozen so far of volume 4 of our video series, Inside the Panther's Lair. Today we'll be talking about a song called Roadhouse Inn. I had mentioned during earlier videos that I was working for a major credit card company up in the Phoenix area, and that on occasion my boss had some transportation issues and he wound up getting into the office a little bit late. And I would wind up sipping down a little extra coffee, a lot of extra coffee. And while I'd be waiting for him in the cafeteria, on occasion, some song lyrics would come to me. This one actually came to me. It's funny. I never know what direction the song's going to hit me from. And apparently the birds wanted to chime in again. Haven't heard them in a while. Keeps things interesting, doesn't it? Anyway, there was the TV was on, and the gal who was working the cash register is flipping through the channels, and there was some special on Chuck Berry. I'd like to say she was flipping through and came to MTV, but we all know that MTV doesn't play music videos anymore. So anyway, one of the channels, and Chuck's classic Johnny Be Good. He's just there blaring away, doing his duck walk across the stage. And that little riff just kind of got stuck in my head, and I'm just thinking about doing some kind of variation on it. And yeah, it's funny how I've been so... excuse me a moment. Apparently that worked. Oh, and now the dogs are going to chime in. Of course they are. Tigo, behave yourself. You too, Newt. Back to the story, boys and girls. How all of a sudden, since the songwriting has taken off, listening to anything, I will immediately start hearing and coming up with counter melodies or variations, or just there's always a certain part of a song that strikes you harder or deeper than others. We don't know why, but that's the one that gets in the head, that hooks you and reels you in. So I'll play with those things. I was trying to come up with a variation on the opening guitar licks to Johnny Be Good. I didn't stray too far from the original on this. I have to admit, you'll definitely recognize it when you hear it. But I was also thinking of how many parallels, and again, I seem to say this in a lot of videos lately. I mentioned this in an earlier video, how one of the greatest compliments that I've ever received since starting the songwriting was being compared to the late, great Jim Croce. And a lot of the material that I use kind of comes from the same kind of place. Jim was amazing at writing real stories about real people, doing it with style. And he had his Top Hat Bar and Grill, local place with some colorful characters that you can go and just be yourself and have a little bit of fun. So I'm going to throw in my fictitious place, just so you know, if you come to Arizona, don't go looking for a place called the Roadhouse Inn. It does not exist. There was a time I was thinking of substituting the name of an actual place, but then that would involve getting sponsorship and all that other kind of stuff. And I just, you know what? It's the sentiment of the song that really sells it, not whether or not the establishment actually exists. So let's pretend that we're going out to the Roadhouse Inn one night, and I'll say this more to the guys than the gals out there. We've all had an evening or two or more during the course of our lives where we may have exceeded our capacity of alcohol intake. Sometimes it's by a little bit, sometimes, good Lord, oops. Oh, we'll throw a little bit of that into the mix. knowing that you had a hell of a good time the night before. I just know, God, last night was so much fun. What'd you do last night? I have absolutely no idea. I just know it was a good time. I can't remember a thing. Hell, I'm surprised I can even remember my name after putting that much back. Again, not a proud moment, but it's moments like that define your history, define your past, and if you don't accept every last bit of what has come before this moment, you will miss out on what's coming around the corner. So we acknowledge it. We can poke a little fun at ourselves for having been a little foolish or less than prudent in some of our judgment calls. But I'm throwing it all in the mix here. Yeah, I'm one of those guys. And again, oh look, I'm going to do this twice in one video. I mentioned this in an earlier video that I can be in a brand new place 5 minutes. I already know all the bartenders. I know the wait staff. I know the regular customers. Baby girl has actually accused me on occasion of having a secret life where I'll be taking her someplace for the very first time, and people will be like, "Hey, Luigi, how's it going? What's going on with the music? Blah blah blah." And she'll be like, "How many times have you been here? And when do you go? Do you sneak out during the day when I'm at work? Do you have some kind of secret life?" No, and it could be that I've been there once, been there twice. I'm just a people person. I love putting smiles on people's faces. I love the fact that I come from a place where I used to be, and again, there are those who will question, especially baby girl. I used to be painfully shy. I could be in a room with 1,000 people and not make eye contact with a single person. Back in the day. Now I go in there, and for some reason or other, it's just so comfortable. And again, I've learned the secret of life. You learn to care less. Care less about what anyone has to say about you, what anyone thinks about you, except the ones you love, the ones who truly make a difference. Life's a lot easier that way. It really is. But I sing about how all the bartenders know me by name. I've mentioned before also, look at that, again, that I'm a self-proclaimed karaoke where I will get up there, I will sing just about any song that they put in front of me. There have been nights when I've done everything from Sinatra to Elvis to Willie to Phantom of the Opera to Madonna. Yes, picture Luigi with my beard and my cowboy hat and my cowboy boots up there with the microphone singing like a virgin. It happened. There were witnesses. I can bring them all here. But anyway, it's just about having a hell of a good time, and yeah, acknowledging that every now and again you might not remember all of the details for one reason or another. But then there's that moment in the morning where you gaze into the mirror and, oh good Lord, either the person you're staring at it looked like they'd been through the ringer, or they got this guilty look like, oh, they did something wrong, and they can't quite figure out what it is. That's it. That's all. Another fun number. It'll probably get your toes tapping. And that's about it. So, as always, this is White Panther asking you to keep music in your hearts. And God bless you. I hope that you enjoy the fictitious establishment of Roadhouse Inn.
This fella looking back at me in the mirror's looking about as guilty as sin. I can't remember a thing, I can't remember the time, I can't remember her name, but that's just fine. I had a hell of a time last night at the Roadhouse Inn. At the Roadhouse Inn. All the bartenders know me by name. All the karaoke DJs know that I ain't got no shame. After a drink or three, I'll sing just about every song they've got. You see, it really doesn't matter none to me, 'cause by the morning it's all been forgot. Well, I must have had a hell of a time last night at the Roadhouse. This fella looking back at me in the mirror, looking about as guilty as sin. I can't remember a thing, I can't remember the time, I can't remember her name, but that's just fine. I had a hell of a time last night at the Roadhouse Inn. At the Roadhouse Inn. Oh, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, come on, bartender, pour me just one more. Oh, well, 5, 6, 7, 8, I'm doing fine and I'm feeling great. Oh, well, 9, and a big fat 10, tonight I'm gonna go and do it all again. Well, I must have had a hell of a time last night at the Roadhouse Inn. This fella looking back at me in the mirror, looking about as guilty as sin. I can't remember a thing, I can't remember the time, I can't remember my name, and honey, that's just fine. I had a hell of a time last night at the Roadhouse Inn. At the Roadhouse Inn. I had a hell of a time last night at the Roadhouse Inn.